Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor, and we are here with another war video. This is going to be Season 44, War Number 2 versus CIRR, and I have the team of my Ascended Stealthy, Hood, and my brand new Rank 5 Silk. This is her first time in Alliance War as a Rank 5. I don't know if I ever used her as a Rank 4, I don't remember last season, but maybe I did. I feel like I probably did. But anyways, this war was actually the same day as I recorded the last video I uploaded, which was me getting the 4 to 5 gem for Silk. So this was like literally the day that I ranked her. So yeah, it's awesome. She gets some fights. She has 4 of my 7 fights in this war, including these first 2. So we are starting off with Absorbing Man. Stealthy could have taken this fight easily, and honestly, he probably would have done it faster than Silk's gonna do it, but whatever. I'll use Silk. It's a little bit safer of a matchup. Actually, I don't even think that's true. It's just a different matchup, and Silk is... I want to use her, because I just ranked her up. So there you go. We, of course, cannot... reverse the healing on this node because of Indomitable, but we can stop it. And at the beginning of the fight, I mistimed the counter on his heavy attack because I'm not that familiar with his heavy attack. So now I know I have to wait out both hits, and I cannot counter in between them like you can with someone like Nick Fury. You can counter between the second and third hits. But we're going to go for the SP3 here, and I believe we just chain this straight into a special 1 or a special 2. I think it's a special 2 because I have power back boost on. Yeah, I do. So we're going to get all 3 Furies up, which is way overkill, and there was no reason to do it. But, you know, why not? And yeah, this special could have done another 100k. The burst damage there would have done about probably 70. So yeah, that was way overkill, but you know, it was safe and the fight went down. This is probably the most interesting fight, or not interesting, but like difficult fight, honestly, in this war. Manthing on Unblockable, and it's only a rank 4, but it's the champion that makes it annoying. Because when he hits into your block or you hit into his block, he goes unblockable. And we get really good AI here, where both of the times in this fight that I rely on him hitting into my block, he charges heavy after the first hit. Now, on both hits, I was ready to dash back if the second hit had not been a heavy attack, but it was not necessary. So there, 20 seconds into the fight, I already have him down to 50%, so I know I just need to do that again. We're going to, I believe, bait the special 1 and then go for a naked intercept. Yeah, there we go. And then throw the SP2. And the difference between the first SP2 and the second SP2 is that I had less physical vulnerabilities on the second one because it was not an intercept combo. Like, I didn't hit intercept and then chain it into the heavy. I just did 1. So that's why we needed an additional special 1 to knock off the last 5%. But that fight still went well. And I'm actually on path 1 both sections. And this is the fight. This is the only fight in the war that I would say goes badly. I make one mistake in this fight and I eat a combo, but also really, really bad AI, you're going to see, causes this fight to be about twice as long as it needs to be. Hood is one of the top 2, if not the best, direct Hulkling counter in the game. He's my favorite Hulkling counter, but I know a lot of people would say Tigra is better, but it's one of those 2, in my opinion. But anyways, we go for our SP2 here. We remove all his buffs, and we can't hit him, or else we'd push him to an SP3. But he's not going to throw this SP2. No matter how hard I try to bait it, he's just not going to throw it. He's going to let all of our charges fall off and deal burst damage. But the way that Hood works, the burst damage dealt is much less than the burst damage it would deal if I detonated it with a heavy attack, because that gets an attack increase. And then right there, he went unblockable right at the end of my combo, like on the last hit of my combo. I just didn't see it. Like, I tried to parry, I didn't see that he went unblockable, because the unblockable I usually pay attention to when I'm fighting Hulkling is the one from his personal abilities, from hitting into your block. But it was the node unstoppable that activated. So here we're gonna go for a heavy attack. Overkill. Probably could have thrown it before I did that medium light medium combo, but whatever. The fight goes down, and I did lose a lot of health, but that's just because Hulkling hits crazy hard. I did only just make that one mistake, but it was Hood's only fight, so I'm not too worried about that. And we have this Joe Fixit, and I was going to use Stealthy. In fact, when I saw the fight, I was like, oh, that's going to be like a 25-second Stealthy fight. That's going to be a really nice fight. Last minute, I decided to use Silk just because it's, you know, it's the first time I had a rank 5 and I wanted to use Silk. I really did. So I used her wherever I could. And I probably could have used her for that Hulkling and been completely fine. In War 6, I take Hulkling on node 40? No, 39. I take Hulkling on node 39, I think it is. Wait. 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41. No, it was node 40. I take him on node 40 with Silk, and it's a beautiful fight. But yeah, here I just wanted to use Silk for this fight. And this is a really nice fight. I don't really take any block damage. Here I go for an intercept, and I'm going to chain that into the striker for 1 Fury, and then into the special for a 2nd Fury. Really did not need to do that. I could have just thrown the SP2, and I don't know why the fight's lagging right now. Hopefully the video will recover. There's only one more fight on this recording, so hopefully it's fine. But our next fight is the Ascended rank 5 Photon I have to fight, and it is going to be on one of the regeneration nodes, and it's also a power gain node. And I do mess up this fight because at this point I didn't fully understand the matchup of Stealth Spidey versus Photon. In War 6, I take a rank 2 Photon boss with Stealth Spidey, and I really understood the matchup then, but here I didn't really understand it. And I think the main mistake that I have been making is that I've been relying on my slow to get through her miss, but the truth is I never need to activate her miss if I play against her correctly. So that's what I'm going to do. I mean, that's the mistake I'm going to make in this fight. I'm going to activate her miss, which just gives her a bunch of charges for no reason, and then work on getting my slow up. In hindsight, I should have just baited heavy. It was not worth it to give her all those extra charges, but whatever. Here I'm going to throw in my SP1. Because she's over 10, I'm going to activate Pure Light Form. So now I'm just going to dash back, try to get her to not throw a special. And I am going to sacrifice a lot of my health to block damage, due to having to bait that special. But I do know how to bait, or how to evade both of her specials pretty consistently. I am better at the SP1, but if I'm faced with the SP2 in a fight, I'm fine to do it. But I was not ready for it on the first hit, so I blocked the first hit of her SP2, and because she was not in Pure Light Form, it wasn't blockable. So, yeah. Now, the regen in this fight, it is not really doing very much. It's like 3,000 per second, and that's just not enough to keep Stealthy down. Gonna throw my SP2 here, activate Pure Light Form, but I'm just going to go straight into a combo into my striker, and I didn't even need the striker. Like, I could have gone combo into striker, into combo, into SP1, and dealt another 20% if I had to, but the fight went down. And one thing I'm going to do right here, this is the next fight, but I want to talk about something before the next fight. I took another fight. I took node 45 Doom, which is the Hazard Shift, Shock, and Bleed node that has Conflictor and as well has has the armor break node on it, which is the node that used to be at the start of path 789 in section 2 on the old map. I was not originally assigned that fight, but I was just tagged right after I finished these fights, and they said, Sam, take this fight. So I went in and I ruined it with Silk. Like, I went SP2 to SP2, and that killed. Both times I got nice intercepts, and I was obviously max boosted because, you know, I had the same boosts on. But yeah, SP2 to SP2 killed that fight. It was a really nice fight. I wish I had it to show. I genuinely forgot to record. Like, my recording didn't fail. There's one time in War 6 where one of my fights fails to record because of storage. That wasn't this. I just forgot, and I apologize for that. It was a great fight, and if I could show it off, I would. I just forgot to record it. So yeah, we'll show this last fight of the war, and this is actually a fight where I learned something. This is Dormammu on node 49, which is the node where you can't parry, and you also have no power gain. And the thing I'm going to learn is, if you don't know the way that Stealth Spidey works, when he dashes back, he pauses all... excuse me. He pauses all personal furies and precision on himself for, I believe it's 3.5 seconds. But the thing is, when you take off the Dex Mastery, you can't pause your buffs or your passives. And I don't really understand the reason why, because reading his description, I don't see anything that should correlate with the Dex Mastery. But what I did for this fight is I took off my entire proficiencies tree, which means no parry, no dex. So that basically counters the only two things that can go wrong in this fight, which is 1, parrying by accident and getting your stun reflected, and 2, dexing by accident and then getting degenerated when you end your dex buff. So I want to make sure neither of those things happened, but for some reason that I don't really understand, you are completely unable to pause your debuffs when dashing back. Not even when you would activate Dex by just dashing back, but dashing back period, because Stealth Spidey's pausing does not require that you activate the Dex Mastery. It just requires that you dash back. The same way that the Scorpion synergy allows him to pause debuffs on the opponent. You don't need to activate Dex like you do with Spidey 2099. You just need to dash back. And for some reason, there's this weird thing that happens that having the Dex Mastery off does not allow you to pause either passive. So I'm going to keep that in mind, and if I ever have to take this fight again, I think I'm just going to play it super safe and not take Dex off. Or, you know what, that fight was easy enough. Even if that was a rank 5 Dormammu, I would be fine with my buffs expiring, or my passives expiring. But yeah, that was just a cool little matchup that I did not really anticipate. But yeah, we learn something every day in this game, even after playing this game for 6 years. But we did win this war. It was not a pretty war. We won with a score of 11-14, and we are now 2-0 on the season. My death total is still at 1 from that first war, and my PSR is at 14 out of 15 with 7 more fights today, only 6 of which I was able to show. And my deathless streak is up to 8 fights because I only took 1 fight in War 1 after I died. So now it's up to 8. And yeah, that's all. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.